Welcome to Season 3 of The Short Score, the Team Roping Journal's weekly news update show, where you can find the latest on the sports leaders from the jackpot world of the WCRA and the World Series of Team Roping to the pro rodeo ranks. I'm Chelsea Schaefer.
And I'm Caitlin Gustov.
And we'll be your hosts.
Hey, Caitlin.
Hi, Chelsea.
Long time no visit. Caitlin, everybody is in Arizona for the winter, so if you're enjoying the sunshine of the Grand Canyon State, say hi to her at every jackpot that you can see her at.
Yes, hopefully I'll be seeing everyone at all of the jackpots this winter.
Yes, absolutely, except the ones during our proper work hours. We let Caitlin work too. Yes. Anyway, hi everybody. So today is a fun episode. Today is the day at 6 p.m. Central Time, so that's coming in hot. You might be listening to this after 6 p.m. Central Time, that the entries closed for the Cowgirl Gathering. But of course, entries are not ever completely closed for the Cowgirl Gathering because there's only a $50 late fee up until they hit that 200 limit that they're taking for the breakaway there. So Cowgirl Gathering, that they're sponsoring this episode too. So either you're going to hear that again as throughout the show, but that's Fort Worth, and Caitlin is going.
Yes, I will be in Texas next week.
I bet you're excited.
It's going to be a little colder than it is in Arizona, but it's going to be great to see all the great cowgirls out there showcasing what they got for at the Cowgirl Gathering and the WCRA finals and the Women's Rodeo World Championships all in 1 week.
So yeah, what's your schedule? What's it going to look like? Give us a little bit of a primer.
So I'll be going to the Cowgirl Gathering more so for the day of the breakaway roping. And then also we have the Women's Rodeos World Championship, which will be going on through that weekend as well. So I will be in Arlington, jumping back and forth. I still got to kind of crank down on my location times, but it's going to all work out great, and then we'll squeeze in the WCRA finals that will be happening in Waco. So I will just kind of be around everywhere. Everyone will see me just popping up. So
people will be able to find interviews on this podcast. We're going to have quite a few special editions of The Score with the winners of the major events that are going on that week. And that will all be brought to you by Resistol and Charlie One Horse. So it's going to be a fun weekend that we are giving special attention to. They're only very major events do we send people off to if they're not nearby. So that's the American, that's the Timed Event Championship, that's the American Rope Horse Futurity, and now it's Women's Week that has the WCRA World Finals, the Cowgirl Gathering, and the Women's Rodeo World Championships. And Kendra's going to be there too. Kendra Santos, who's our senior editor, she's going to be there for the WCRA. It's going to be a big weekend, and I'm excited you get to be part of this historic week in Texas.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Thankful for you and, for Resistol and Charlie One Horse tagging on and helping us bring the coverage that we need to bring to everyone on both the Team Roping Journal and the Breakaway Roping Journal. So it's going to be super exciting for everyone for next week.
Yes. So in honor of that, we tapped one of our favorite team roping dads. That's one of your favorite team roping dads when it comes to the listeners of The Score and The Short Score. And that is Rich Skelton, whose daughter Rainey is a breakaway roper. Rich is very involved in the WCRA, and his daughter Rainey breakaway ropes. She runs barrels, and so we tapped him for some breakaway roping primer tips for this week on The Short Score.
Yes, yeah, you'll hear about how breakaway and team roping kind of they cross over. Whether you're working on a horse, you're working on the barrier, the machines that we rope. It all just goes into one, everyone's working on the same thing in different ways. So it's cool how the two events can cross over into one learning experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I hope everybody enjoys this. We'll talk at you here in a few minutes after you listen to Rich's tip.
Today's episode of The Short Score is brought to you by the Cowgirl Gathering, On November 13th, there's a team roping with 2,500 added in the open and 7,500 added in the 9.5. On November 14th, they're having a breakaway roping with 11,500 added in the open and 10,000 added in the challenger. And there's a barrel race on November 15th with 20,000 added in the open 5D and 3,500 added in the Paint Horse Bred Incentive Program. This is an amazing event that is part of a huge weekend in women's rodeo that's alongside the WCRA's Women's Rodeo World Championships, and it's alongside the WPRA World Finals. That weekend is going to give out $1.2 million to women in rodeo, and the Cowgirl Gathering is another very special part of that. They're going to have a Cowgirl Essence Exchange as well across the street at the Cowboy Channel Studios. And remember, it is all in the Fort Worth Stockyards, the Cowgirl Gathering in the Fort Worth Stockyards, November 13th to the 15th.
With Rainey, it's to work on the breakaway. The cool deal is it's just like a lot like the heeling or the team roping. They got the machines, get her where she's staying forward roping. Her main deal's when she when she ropes, she wants to sit down a little early, and then it'll rope around the eyes. And I got to get her staying forward, and scoring. To me, everybody wants to rope fast calves and things like that, fast steers. I like to rope jerseys and things like that where she can sit, go with them. And people don't really realize, to me, how the horses, when they got big motors, to me, you need to spend more time calming them, keeping them under wraps and going slower than going fast. And that's one thing, when we go to the rodeos, there's two parts of the whole deal, the practicing and then going to the rodeos. I try to get her to come over and watch the barrier, and it's she'll say, well, you know what the barrier is. Well, yeah, I can tell her, but it's a feel. And and she needs, to me, we've been working on that, getting over there where she can watch the barrier, know what to see, and it's not having me tell her, she's, because there's a lot of times they go to rodeos down there and I'm gone doing a school or gone to a rodeo. She's got to learn to do it herself and understand. So it's all a learning process, and it all starts at home, from scoring, and just getting the same deal, have good work ethics. Do the same thing, rope the machine, rope some slow steers, then maybe run one or two faster ones. Something like that where, most everybody goes, they want to rope 10 fast calves, and then they get to the rodeo and the horse don't score. It's all about it's a learning process, how to maintain your horse.
Everybody, thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Short Score. It's a special roping lesson. These are one of your favorites. We're hoping we're going to have more of these in the coming year. And remember, this episode is brought to you by the American Paint Horse Association's Cowgirl Gathering. This event is going to pay out big money, $250,000 in Fort Worth Stockyards, November 13th to the 15th for breakaway ropers, team ropers, and barrel racers.